You're watching Frontline from New Frontiers Television, and today we're diving into a critical and exciting topic that is the future of work in Nigeria. With rapid technological advancements, a changing economy, and shifts in employer expectations, the job market in Nigeria is fast evolving. And of course, the question is, what skills are in demand? How should job seekers prepare? And what does this mean for businesses and the workforce at large? To help us unpack all of this is an HR expert, Mr. Temitope Ilesanmi. You're welcome to the studios.
Yeah, good morning and thank you for having me.
Yes, I think first of all, let's start with this. What do you think the future of work in Nigeria looks like in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, in the next 5 to 10 years, there's this question HR people ask. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? But the truth of the matter is this. There's a whole lot to be unraveled, even in 1 year. ChatGPT came in how many years ago? I'm not sure, it's up to 2-3 years now.
About 2 years?
Yeah, about 2 years. Nobody, let me use that word, saw it coming. Nobody saw AI like, oh, no, if a question is being asked, even in school, you would say, Google it. Now, it's no longer Google it, it's, let me use the word AI it. Yeah, use ChatGPT and all of those platforms to get on the spot answers. So I think 5 years is a whole lot of time to come. Let me use that word. Now, okay, we recently, what everybody knows was ChatGPT, Meta AI, what's the name of this one? Copilot. All of a sudden, we've not settled down into all of these tools. DeepSeek came up again. And all of this in the space of 2 to 3 years. So a whole lot. The future of work in Nigeria in the next 5 years is, for me, is very bright if we are ready to do the work. Yeah, people are saying AI will make you lazy, people no longer want to work and all. But the truth of the matter is, we have persons who want to work.
Yeah.
We have persons who want to work, albeit on their own terms or on the terms that is more flexible. So in the next 5 years in Nigeria, whether we like it or not, the regular 9 to 5, organizations, we need to start shifting focus, if they've not started doing that, away from you seeing people coming, walking to the office before 9 and leave by 5. Even government parastatals started it during COVID. So COVID showed us a whole lot of possibilities that can happen in the Nigeria workspace.
Okay, I mean, that's really insightful, considering that AI is no longer the future, it is here now. It is here with us. Now, when we talk about the workforce, there's like a major concern, and that's we talk about, we have graduates, and then employers say we don't have employable graduates. Okay. I mean, that's the aspect of skill gaps. Now, what are the key skills that you think is essential for job seekers to thrive in this current situation? Okay,
yeah, we have persons, we have graduates who are not employable. And there's really, how will I put it now? We have graduates who are not employable. And this is not to badmouth, this is not to spoil anybody, but that is just the reality. Because imagine you going through about 300 CVs and just 30 of them could be passed over for the first phase of the interview. That's a whole lot, like that's 10%. So now, when it comes to key skills, one of the things I will tell people, you need, as a graduate, the least thing you should be able to do for yourself is to be able to write your CV.
Okay, are you saying there are graduates who cannot write
We
a
have a
CV?
whole lot of them. As at this morning before I came on this show, an employer still, we were expecting a feedback from an employer, and she said the phone number on a particular candidate's CV is not correct. Like, it's not complete. That means every human on earth in Nigeria knows that phone numbers are meant to be 11.
11 digits.
11 digits. Imagine you having 10. Imagine you having CV that does not have your email address.
No.
So the worst thing, the least thing as a graduate that you need to be able to do for yourself, one of the core skills you need to learn is to be able to write CV. Because you cannot use a CV, even take for instance now, you know, they used to tell you, business admin students, you can work anywhere, you can work in the health sector, you can work in this. But what is obtainable in the health sector is not obtainable in the food industry. There are keywords that will fly easily in the health industry that would never see the light of the day in the food industry.
Okay.
And that means you need to understand what industries want, and you need to be able to tailor your CV to that need or to what they are looking out for. And you see so many, I know you must have seen so many of them at New Frontier. They use the same CV to apply to a telecommunication company, use the same CV to apply to a media house, use the same CV to apply to an hospitality, to a company running the hospitality industry. How? These things don't fly. These things can't work because normally there's something called ATS, applicant tracking system. HR no longer have that time to read through your CV by themselves. Okay. So what we do is to set in keywords, what we are looking out for, even the location we want our job applicants to come from. Everything has been set in. So once your CV gets into that system and it does not match what we are looking for, it is an outright denial. And that's why you will see that you submitted an application somewhere and you never heard from them. So the CV writing skill is critical because you can, how many CVs you want the people to write for you? Imagine you're paying 10,000 naira to write CV, which is the least, and you want to submit application to about 10 companies in 10 sectors. That means you will pay 10,000 naira in 10 different places, and that is 100,000 naira just to get your CV written. Now, people's skill is very important. Okay, I got to know you 2019 at an event, and ever since then we've connected up until now, and that is about 6 years ago. April this year will make it 6 years. Now, how many graduates can keep relationship? Okay, we have a project we are working on at the moment, and we have about 12 speakers coming. Of the 12 speakers, I have personal relationship with the 12 of them. And these are persons that lead companies that are well known in Nigeria. So relationship and people's skill is very critical. And you need also communication. Ability to communicate what you know appropriately is very key. You know, some persons, and communication now is not just in spoken English, also in your non-verbal language, in your writing skill, your non-verbal language, because people can easily read your body language and it says a whole lot of things. Imagine, take for instance, our parents, whenever you go visiting, and you're like, oh, Temitope, and our friend or his friend, as the case may be, or their friend, oh, Temitope, come and eat. Once they look at you, with one side eyes, you already know
Wow.
the message being communicated. So you need to be able to communicate appropriately, both in written words, spoken words, and your non-verbal language. The body communication says a whole lot also. Take for instance, if you are coming to an interview, or take for instance on this show now, and I'm folding my hands like this. It's for, in a way, it's a sign of, well, for me, I might be doing it because, let's assume because I am cold. But then your interviewer will be seeing a different communication, will be getting a different transmission. Oh, this person has pride. This person, I don't care.
Yeah.
You see, so because you need to know how to use some body language in some places. The way I will communicate A to Z to a kindergarten pupil is not the same way I will communicate A to Z with you. So the same alphabet, but different communication style. Why? The audience is different. And you know, there's an adage that says, okay, when we're growing up, you don't dare look at the older generation eyeball to eyeball. But right now, if I am speaking with you and you are looking down, you are passing a message of lack of self-confidence. So in this generation, this age and time, you need to look people eyeball to eyeball. And this is also part of communication. The way you handshake people is a part of communication. So these are communication skills we need. Job seekers, even employers of labor, need to be able to learn, relearn, and unlearn.
Okay, I think that will bring us to this interesting question. Now, whose responsibility is it to bridge this skills gap? Is it the educational institution? Do you learn all of this in schools? Or how then do job seekers understand what skills, I mean, these basic skills? Because really, who teaches, I can't remember if it was ever taught in school how to write CVs or how to communicate verbally, non-verbally, and all of that. So where is the gap?
No, this is it. The school was not established to train you on these things. The colonial masters, I studied education and political science in my first degree.
Okay.
The major role of the school, the major purpose for the establishment of school is to enhance the ability to read and write, literacy. If you can read and write, the school has fulfilled its purpose.
Okay.
Every other attachment is what we call extracurriculum activity. Yeah, the school has a role because in this generation now, the educational sector needs to start taking responsibility. Churches need to start taking responsibility. Non-governmental organizations need to start taking responsibility. Even families need to start taking responsibility to bridge this skill gap. You know, I've seen a lot of CVs, well written, good, fantastic, like very attractive. But you know, there's this thing Yoruba will say, oh, Oda Bokuniwa. The person is good on his job, but lacks character. And the truth of the matter is, the hallmark of your personal branding, the height, the peak, the foundation of your personal branding, of even your employability, is aimed on character development. Okay. Your skill, your ability to write, your ability to do your tech skills, your ability to do your what's the name now? Your ability to do your text, to deliver well on your tech skills, your ability to teach well, your ability to speak well are very good. Those are technical skills. But then these technical skills, these hard skills will open the door up for you. But for you to remain in that room and for the door to remain open, you need what we call soft skill to be learned. And this soft skill is not necessarily taught in the school. It starts from the family.
Okay.
You know, there's something we were taught in social study way back then, that the family is the smallest unit of the society. As small as the family can actually be, it is the most important unit of the society. People who lack good morals came from a family. People who cannot read and write came from a family. People, how will I put it now? People who cannot read and write came from a family. Everybody you see today in the society came from the family. So, like the Yoruba will say, Ile Latin Kesho Rode, charity begins from home. And you know, and this is why initiatives that will enhance employability has to be embraced. We need a whole lot of them. It is not as much as the government, I know we'll still come to that, as much as the government have a key role to play in enhancing and making sure employability, people become employable, the government can still not do the whole bulk of work. And unfortunately, permit me to say this, who are the government? It is wish.
Now, looking at all of this, can you say that we are doing enough to ensure that young Nigerians have what it takes to be able to secure a future in the workspace?
Unfortunately, we are not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we are not. And this is coming from my over 5 years experience working as an human resource business partner. We are not. And this is the reason. Until we start placing merit, until we embrace the culture of meritocracy and not nepotism, my family knows this person, okay, come and work with me, even if the person is not qualified. Until we start preaching the gospel of making sure you earn it. Take for instance, we are working on a project and I cannot count the number of take this contact, tell this person you are from me, that we've gotten in the past 6 months. Take this contact, tell this person you are from me. Okay, hello, I gave so and so person your contact, they are going to get in touch with you. Oh, hello, I got your contact from this person, I want to do A, B, C, Z. Why am I saying all of this? They could allow us access into their network because they saw or they've been able to perceive over the years that we are worth being given that access. When job seekers come to us for jobs and they start saying, oh sir, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. What we tell them is this, sorry, we don't charge a kobo to get people jobs. And I've done it so well that majority of the people that have gotten jobs through Profound Impact, which is the organization I work with, are outsiders, people that I don't even know. So we've created a level playing ground for everybody. Somebody was still fighting me, I think early this year or late last year, that, oh, people submitted CV to your organization and they were not called upon. And I told her that, sorry, if they were qualified, they would have been reached out to. And that's why, you know, people that come into your organization through us stay longer, because they came in on the basis of meritocracy. They did not pay financially. Let me use that quote and unquote. They did not pay financially to get a job. But you see, in different places, which I will not mention, you have slots. People pay as high as millions of naira to get those slots, to get the job. How do you want those persons to deliver well on the job? Because some of them went to borrow the money to get those jobs, and they need to do either legitimate or illegitimate way of getting funds. They need to raise those funds to pay back the people that borrowed them the money to get that slot. So we are really not doing enough to secure the future of work. Yeah, good and fine. The government is doing a whole lot now in the space of tech and all. But see, tech will only amplify what is available. Technology is not for lazy persons. Yeah. Tech, be you AI, be you coding. Coding is a whole lot of work. I have friends that are into coding and programming, and I see them spend hours debugging and all of those stuff. Lazy persons cannot do that. So the future of work is not just tech. The future of work is also in we embracing people getting things on merit. You won't have brought in somebody who is not good enough to your radio show, to your TV show rather. So people need to be able, you know, Nigerians are very religious. Oh, the grace of God will make it available. Now lie. The grace of God would only amplify what you need to give God something to work with. You know, we can go to, as a means of rounding up with your question, people say miracle jobs. I, for one, I am a stand believer. I cannot, as God will help, I cannot trade my Christian faith for anything. But you see, miracle jobs, and an HR personnel, I don't believe in it. And this is the reason. Miracle happens because people give God the avenue to get it, for him to do what he knows best to do. Oh, I got a job I am not qualified for. Quote and unquote. It's a lie. So there must be something the person giving you that job has seen that made that person say, yes, let's pick this person. Okay, take for instance, something happened around this time last year. There was a guy who was meant to get a job. They considered one person first. The second one was like, are we going to take this person? I'm not going to take this person. The person who did the recruitment was not sure. When the MD would go through, would sit with them, the MD said, okay, give this person the job. And till today, up to almost a year now, the person is still on his job. And there has never been a complaint that this person did this person did that. So something makes you qualified for that job, you've got it. It might be something as simple as your appearance. Okay. It might be something as simple as your smile. Okay. It might be something as simple as your body language. It might even be something as simple as your haircut or hairdo. And these are things, you know, when it comes to, I'm not a lifestyle coach, but when it comes to these things, okay, see how you are dressed. See how I am dressed. And somebody just come in with a spaghetti gown and bedroom slippers. the decision is obvious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I think because most times HR personnel don't communicate these things to job seekers, so you really don't know why you were picked, and that's why people go and say, and I've heard it, and maybe at some point I've also said it that, oh, I was not qualified. I mean, it shouldn't have been me, but really, I know that now that you've explained, now we know that there are a lot of things that go on behind
the scene that you don't get to see.
Yes. Now, let's take a look at technology, because these days now technology is transforming how we work as individuals. Now there are remote jobs, freelancing, digital entrepreneurship, and all of that. Let's take a look at Nigeria as a country. Do you see this as like a long-term thing happening in Nigeria?
It's here to stay. Freelancing is here to stay. Gig economy is here to stay. Hybrid work is here to stay. Remote work is here to stay. There's nothing, you can do nothing against the truth, but in support of it. Even if you fight it, at the end of the day, all things will still work together for good against that thing you are fighting for, or you are fighting against. We still work together for good in favor of what you are fighting against. I, as an HR person, okay, we have people that work together. Our team is largely remote, and we have a work culture of maximum 4 times in a week. So whatever you do the remaining 3 times in the week is none of our business.
Okay.
You know, we need flexibility. Many projects that we see today, I stumbled upon something by Google. And many of these products you see from this company were not originally ideas that came from the owner. But then this company created room for flexibility. People to put in their own creative instincts. That is what built Gmail, the Google one, and this one that we know of. We need, employers now need flexibility. People can work from anywhere. The most important thing is that, are they doing their work? Our designers don't come to the office. This is February. They've not stepped foot into the office this year, and they might not. They do these are persons on the company's payroll. And funniest thing is they are here in Ibadan. So, you know, we need to embrace that flexibility. But then, you know, one of the challenges, we have trust issues in this part of the world. Employers don't trust employees. Employees don't trust employer, vis-a-vis. It is not, I can be in the office and not do anything. And once I see that you are coming, when I see that you are gone, I get back into my movie scene, all of those on the laptop. Or sometimes I would have just created that tab on my laptop. When I see any superior coming, I change back to work mode. Once they are gone, I go back to my stuff. Now, we need trust. For remote work to actually flourish well in Nigeria, we need trust. We need to trust ourselves. Employees need to be able to trust employers. Employers need to be able to trust employees. And there must be structures in place. We have persons in Nigeria who work with international clients, international organizations, and they are here in Nigeria. They live in Nigeria. They earn in dollars, spend in naira. Like, they live here in Nigeria. They work with companies in US. And majority of them don't leave their house. So many of these persons, but then there are structures in place. And we need a high level of discipline to be able to get this done. And unfortunately, I am not sorry to say this, many job seekers in Nigeria, many employees, even employers, are not disciplined enough. You give a resumption time of 9 o'clock, 8:45, but you'll be the one strolling into the company by 11, 12 o'clock. It's not normal. It shouldn't be. As a leader, as an employer, even as an employee. Okay, now as an employer, you need to set that standard high. You need to set that standard high. And even as an employee, there's a need for you to bring in the ownership mindset. If this is your business, would you do it this way? And you know, excellence is a culture. Excellence is a culture. The way you do one thing is the way you do literally everything. We are working on a project, and I was out. I did not go to the office yesterday. I was out of my house by 8. I got back into the house around 8. So I spent about 12 hours outside. Not to go and play. Not because I don't have anything to do. I needed to see some things get done and ticked off for the project. This, literally, when I now come back to tell you, oh yeah, do this thing, you will not tell me that, or you not have it in your mind that, what has he also done? One of us came in, our resumption time is 8:45. She came in this morning before 8:45. And somebody said something, oh, this person came in very early today. I just smiled. As a leader, you create the environment. The leader creates the environment. Whatever you want to see in your organization, start it. If you don't want your employees to come late, start it. Show that, set that antecedent, set that record. If you want love to be the language in your organization, express the love. If you want a sense of gratitude to be the next in thing in your organization, express it, show it. People will just tell you your employee did something fantabulous or fantastic. It is not just thanks. You don't just say thanks. Thank you. Thank you is more personalized than thanks. Thanks is okay. I saw what you did. No problem. But thank you is more personalized, and even show that sense of gratitude before you do any correction on what you ask them to do, if any at all. And this is what Gen Zs look out for. And that's why many employers of labor would have problem working with Gen Zs.
Okay, finally, before we let you go, for job seekers who are watching us right now, what practical advice will you give to them to stay competitive in this evolving job market? Yeah,
for job seekers, let us even extend it, employees and employers. Because what am I trying to extend? The job ecosystem globally now is not a one-way thing. That the employer of labor will be the one to make the whole decision. I've seen situations where we gave an employee an offer letter, employment offer letter, and the person said, well, I've taken my time to ponder over the offer, and I don't think I'll be able to go for it. We say there are no jobs out there. But the truth of the matter is, employees now want to also have the right to decide what they want to do and what they don't want to do. So it is not a decision solely for employers of labor alone. It's a two-way thing now. So it also, employers of labor have to stay competitive. Now, for employees, you need to attend industry-focused events. For job seekers rather, you need to attend industry-focused events. Or you want to get into real estate. A company is organizing a real estate conference, or a conference that will bring in real estate industry leaders in the real estate space. Go there, attend, network. Sometimes it is not your CV that gets you a job. The people you know is also very important. You can be very good, but somebody who is well connected will get the job. And that does not mean the person is not also competent. You know, now I've come to discover that you need insiders to speak for you, to speak on your behalf. What happened between David and Jonathan? Jonathan was the insider. David needed to get into the palace. You are a job seeker. Job no go come meet you for house. The job you are looking for might not come to meet you in the house, in your house. You know, we've said, oh, nobody's submitting hard copy CV again at all. But then, attending events, networking, making yourself visible on the social media space, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, is very important. For older generation, yes, it might not be so important for them to be active on social media. But you see, for millennials and Gen Zs, your social media is your new CV. You need to put yourself out there in the face of people. Somebody reached out last year. I was like, when we were having a conversation, it was like, before I reached out to you, I want to check your Facebook page. You know, LinkedIn will show you this person video profile, this person video profile, that person video profile. Facebook will not show you. You need to position yourself well. Embrace career branding, personal branding. If you are looking at getting into the HR space, put out content that is related to HR. If you are a nurse and you are looking to get into, or if you are studying nurse, yes, people who are still in school, write content that deals with health, how people can take care of their health, that to prevent illness and all. See, these are things that will make you distinct from the billions of persons on social media. That, oh, okay, you need this person, okay, go, you need this thing, this is the person. So there's something called career positioning. You need to position yourself for the career you are looking for. And you need to be consistent at it. For employees, getting a job is not the end of the road. There's still more. Employers of labor, some employers of labor are praying to God for them to just meet that one person so that they will let you go. Why? You are not adding value to you are no longer adding value to their business because you are not also adding value to yourself. It is the value you have that you host out, that you give out. And employers too, the same thing is applicable to you. Look at what your, what's the name now? Your competitors, people in your industries are doing. Even look at the ones that are not in your industry. I learned something from the real estate sector that I brought into HR. Real estate, if you are paying once, your fee is lower. If you are paying for a land twice, your fee is higher. This, as I understudied that sector, okay, this thing can also work here when it comes to pricing. We implemented it and it has been working well. You can use that to grow your company's revenue, and with growing company's revenue, you can as well increase compensation and salary of your staff. And now it is not just about salary. I have seen people turn down huge amount of money in 6-7 figures because of the work environment. So it is for job seekers, it is not the salary. It is important, but the salary is just one of the total employment package. What is the work environment like? What is the company's culture? What is the organization culture? What is the work culture? Is there a prospect for career growth? Any industry, if I want to leave HR now, any industry I want to go into, okay, the people here, what is the prospect of a career growth in the next 10 years? The people, okay, you want to get into ABC company. Go and do your Google search, LinkedIn and all about people who have worked in that place, what they are saying. Glassdoor is there. I think Glassdoor has this review of major companies within and even outside Nigeria. You get reviews of persons that have worked in the company you are trying to get into. Now, these are the things you need to pay attention to. Not just, the salary is ₦1 million, the salary is is a 1 million naira salary. You can be paid salary and your health will suffer for it. You can be paid a huge sum of amount in exchange for your life. So the work environment also in Nigeria has to be made way, way better than what we have now. Because no employee, no job seeker will thrive in an hostile environment. And basically, that is one of the things I, as an HR person, advise employers of labor on.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Temitope Ilesanmi, for having this exciting and enlightening discussion. And I'm sure that both employees and employers have been able to learn from your wealth of experience.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, the future of work in Nigeria is, of course, changing, and the most reasonable thing to do as an employee, as a job seeker, is for you to also be fast in embracing the changes that comes with the workforce in Nigeria, get the right mindset, the skills needed, and of course prepare to take on the challenges the workforce will pose to you in the future. That's the much we'll be having on the show this morning. My name is Adiola Adigoke. Do have a lovely day.